This right here is something that absolutely blew my mind when I first got a hold of it. I have always been a fan of e-ink devices. Now, I love notebooks. You know this channel, it's all about notebooks all the time. But the fact of the matter is, when you get an e-ink device like this, it's a total game changer, because here's the reality. When you get an e-ink device, the one thing that it does that's just so much better than a notebook is that you can take your notes with you absolutely anywhere. I live a life of, seemingly constant distraction, as everybody else does, and it's pretty frustrating. And if I can find a device that limits that kind of distraction, that makes it harder for me to get on things like YouTube and things like Instagram, all that, I am all for it. Now, not only that, I have actually also been looking for a device like this that gives me a typewriter-like experience with my devices. And I think I found the one. This Boox Note Max is absolutely amazing. So first off, this screen is 13.3 inches. It is 300 ppi, which means that it's really sharp. When you're looking at text, it's actually incredibly sharp. Like if you look at the little icons right here, it is, just incredibly sharp for what it is, which is great, because that means when you're reading on this guy, you don't need to worry about, pixelation in your text. It's awesome. Now with this guy comes one of these pens. This is a pen that does not ever need to be charged, which is awesome. One of the issues I have with something like the Apple Pencil is the fact that whenever you're gonna go ahead and use it, you gotta make sure that it's charged, but this just uses the connection between the iPad and the pen. It's got 4,096 levels of pressure sensitivity. So when you're drawing with this thing, the level of precision you have with this guy, with the, you can press really hard or press really light, and it's just amazing. What's cool about it is the fact that when you're doing this, there's very little lag. Like if you look at this, it's got the same amount of lag, I would say, as, the iPad Pro. So if you're worried about lag as you're writing, you don't need to. The other cool thing is the fact that it sounds and it actually feels like paper. Like I'm gonna bring this a little closer to the microphone and let you hear it for a second. That sounds and it feels like a piece of paper, which I just love. And the fact that this guy is this 13 inch, it's kind of the size of a normal piece of paper. And so if you're somebody who's an artist and you like to draw, that's going to be huge for you. Now, one big issue with this is the fact that it is not color. I know a lot of people who, they do a lot of art and they need color on their device. This is just going to be black and white. And so if you're somebody who is doing, sorry about that, if you're somebody who is doing, color pencil drawings or like color drawings, this is not going to be the one for you. In fact, most people who need that, they're probably going to be looking for an iPad. That's just the reality of the situation. So this is more for people who want to be highly productive. Now let's talk about battery life. Battery life on this guy is absolutely wild. I have had this thing running, used it a little bit throughout the day. It's really awesome. But then there are seasons where I didn't use it and I put it in a drawer, and it was in that drawer for 2 months, and then I pulled it back out thinking, man, I want, sometimes I like to long form write stuff, and I wanted the tool back out, and I turned it on and the battery still had 50%, which is, that's absolutely wild to go 2 months and not need to recharge the battery if you're not using it. If you're using it, it's probably going to be every 4 or 5 days. E-ink devices are just notoriously good at keeping battery life. Now inside it does have an octa-core CPU, which has 2.8 gigahertz clock speeds, got 6 gigs of RAM. I run a tech channel as well. I should know these things. 6 gigs of RAM. It's plenty powerful for everything you need this device to do. You're not going to run into anything where you're like, man, I really wish I could just kind of get more done with this guy. But this thing actually has an absolute awesome superpower that I want to show you right now. It is this. This is the keyboard case. So first off, not only does it actually look pretty incredible with this leather feel that it's got, but it also has on the inside a great feeling keyboard. That's super important for someone like me. I've said it before in this channel or on this channel that I typically write out all of my sermons. And so one of the cool things with this is you can open up Google Docs. That's what's crazy about it. This is not something that's locked down to just a few different things that they preload onto it. You can get, it's an Android device, so you can get anything you want. And on here, I've got Google Docs. So on this, you just kind of line it up, clip it in real quick, and then, man, it is good to go. Now, for me, this is why I would be so excited about this thing, because you can get in here. Look at this. There's no distraction. There's nothing else on the page, but you're like, hey there, what's going on? And you just type your little heart out all you want. There's not a ton of lag, which is good. If you can see, I'm typing pretty fast, but not a ton of lag on this guy. And you can use it like an actual typewriter, which is fantastic. I have used different devices, the FreeWrite devices. I had the Hemingwrite. I had the FreeWrite Traveler one, which is a smaller one. But to have something like this where I can just, get to a coffee shop and get all of my work done. Hey there, my name is John. It's good to see you. And dude, look at this right here. It's just, there's nothing going on. It's absolutely beautiful to me. You can get trackpad support with this guy. I have found that the trackpad support, because it's an e-ink display, and I like to set it on the highest quality e-ink. You can do it on a faster setting where there's a little bit more ghosting, all that kind of stuff. I set it on the lowest one, so I actually turned off the trackpad support. I was also getting like random clicks and stuff that I didn't need. So I use this as a touch device with a keyboard, and I've got to say, if you're a writer, if you're maybe a pastor, I can run a full thing of Logos on this. Like, check this out. I've got my Logos open right here, and I can do all of my studying on it, and then you can actually have it do a split screen mode where you've got your Logos open right here, and then the document that you're typing on right here. And I just got to say, that's something that is very, very cool on an e-ink device. So the Boox Note Max to me is like the perfect device. If you're somebody who gets distracted a lot, maybe you're a writer and you need something like a keyboard and you need a distraction-free workspace, I would pay a lot of money to have that kind of like freedom from the distractions of everyday life. I know other people are more disciplined than me, and that's totally fine. I just don't find myself in that place. So right now, Boox is selling this for $629. I'm sure once we get closer to Black Friday, you can find a little bit better of a deal. But I will say, with the the quality of the keyboard, it looks really good. You can use it with that pen. You don't need to charge the pen. The fact that you can run full Android apps on this thing, that's a pretty big win for $600 if you're looking for that distraction-free environment. I know a lot of people who are writers and they're looking for this typewriter-like experience. If you just had your Google Docs open and this thing's too slow to want to do all this, like the screen is too slow refresh to want to go and distract yourself on YouTube. So it really is a fantastic productivity device. Plus the fact that anywhere you go, you've got all your notebooks with you at any time because you've got the pencil. It's just a really high quality device. For $629, I get it, that's a lot of money. But if it means you being super productive or not being productive, I would pay that personally. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this Boox Note Max? Do you think this is worth people's hard-earned money, or is this a gimmick? I don't think it's a gimmick. Maybe you do, and so let me know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.